Vaya, señoras y señores. Hey, my action figure enthusiast. How are you? Welcome back. It's me, Hebot, your host. And this is another episode of Toys in My Closet. And I welcome you back with a brand new toy review today. As you see in front of me, I have the Jazwares Fortnite Sentinel and Beef Boss action figure. These are from the Fortnite Legendary series, and they are in the 6'inch scale. And as you can see, they are both in the open window box packaging. I haven't really done a lot of these. As a matter of fact, I think this will be my first, but I kind of had to or felt the need to do these because there's some of the characters that have been coming out in the Jazwares line that I think are pretty cool, and that I don't know, if necessarily someone like McFarlane is going to get to some of these characters, mainly because they're very off the wall. I don't want to really use the word goofy, but really off the wall, but they seem to translate very well into figure form because they're actually a lot of fun. And this is the guy that really I'm interested in the most, because he's basically a Sentai chicken. He's a Gundam chicken. That's basically what he is. So let's take a close look at the packaging for you guys. As you can see, it has the Fortnite logo right there, right? And you see him in his window box, looking really nice with a pearlescent white on that suit. And if you notice, it has a nice depiction of the polygon character in the video game. Here in the corner, it's a Sentinel right in the front. This particular figure comes with 7 pieces of accessories. And then you see here, this is 36 points of articulation for this particular figure. And then in the corner, you see it says right there, Jazwares, and what I would assume is the number for the SKU of this particular figure. Now, it says ages 8 and up, and obviously property of Epic Games. But I don't really think that that is an appropriate age range because of all these weapons and things that they have that are really small. Kids, tend to still be very naive to the world and do things that are not really smart at that age. So on the side it says Fortnite with a picture here of the Sentinel in his polygon form in the game. In the back we have a really nice picture of Sentinel also in a picture of the game, and it says a new era rises right there with the word Sentinel, and then on the top it says Fortnite. Then it says also available. They got promotional shots here of Raven, which also looks pretty awesome. Peely, a very big fan favorite. Galaxy, which looks really cool. He was a special skin, for what I understand, that you got if you played the game in one of the Samsung Galaxy phones. Then you have Ruin, which I've never seen, but he looks really cool. And obviously, Beef Boss. And this says more, dropping soon. And then obviously, right here, the Jazwares social media where you can find them. And on the other side, same thing. Same picture of the Sentinel in his game form and Fortnite in the orange letter with the traditional font. So we move right along here, and you'll see that we have the Beef Boss, which is basically a cheeseburger character or a cheeseburger man. Now, these are supposed to be costumes, but in some ways, it almost seems to me like some of these characters are actually creatures and characters that are their own living entity in the Fortnite universe and world. Which is okay, because it's a goofy game. It's supposed to be for fun. It is a video game. It's not grounded in reality. So I can understand why they would do that. So for Beef Boss, we have the purple motif as opposed to the yellow orangey that Sentinel had. Fortnite in the front, and you see that this is really nice, the vac metaling in purple that they have in the actual wording. And then it says here in the corner, as you can see, Legendary series, same thing, ages 8 and up, Epic Games. Then if you notice here, it says 40 points of articulation. So he has 4 more points more than Sentinel of articulation. I don't know where they are, where the differences are. Maybe I'll see them, maybe I won't, I'm not sure. But it lets you know, and that's pretty cool. Then of course again, Jazwares here in the corner. Beef Boss, 8 pieces come with this one instead of 7. And then a picture of him again in his polygon form in the corner, just like Sentinel. And then in the side, Fortnite in a purplish, bluish, like the color of his shirt. A picture of him here, that in the polygon form of the game. Same thing here. A picture of him here in the back in the form of the game. It says there, Fortnite on the top. Beef Boss, victory well done. With a little slogan. Includes 1 figure of 6 inches and 7 accessories. Then the promotional shot in the back again with the characters in this wave. Saying also available. Social media for Jazwares, and that's pretty much it. And then again on the other side, same thing. Boop. The picture of him in polygon form, and then the word in the purplish blue with the same font of the wording. Now, for all you that collect mint on card, I believe this line, since it started, has been pretty consistent. I have a few of them because of my daughter, because she likes a lot of the characters that are obscure, because she thinks they're fun. Like Tomato Head, to name, one. And the other guy I thought was really cool was the DJ guy. I forget his name, DJ something, but he's also pretty awesome. And I would like to see if McFarlane actually, makes him in the McFarlane Fortnite line. So, let's get these guys out of packaging. Let's take a closer look and see what they have to offer as far as accessories, paint applications, articulation, which by this point should be pretty familiar with you guys, especially you guys that are action figure collectors know what to expect. And as far as fun factor for the figure of what they look like, what they're restricted and what is not restricted. So sit back, relax, take a digital drink or take a realistic drink. It doesn't matter, whichever one you like and feel comfortable with. Either way, I'm here for you, to serve you and to entertain you, hopefully, and give you a nice insight on what these 2 brand new figures have to offer in the Jazwares Fortnite Legendary Series line. And here we have Beef Boss out of packaging on the turntable in all of his glory. As you can see, he has really a plethora of colors on him. So he's very bright, and he has a lot of nice detail and contrast to him that make him stand out as an action figure pretty good. He's very unique looking in his own right, and he's quite honestly a lot of fun. He looks really good, a lot of detailing, which I hope we'll take a closer look as we go on with the review. But he's very nice. So what we'll do is take a quick look at his accessories. So here we are. As you can see, we have quite a few amounts of accessories. Supposed to be 7 in total, so we can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. It is 7. We'll start off with his, what would be the harvester in the game, to build the forts to keep the baddies away, but in this case it is an actual spatula for burgers, which is quite fitting with the black handle in the back and the very top, and then that nice gray plastic, but it has a little sheen to it, which almost makes it look like that copper or metal or whatever the material is that is made out of aluminum in the actual utensil that you use when you barbecue or at home. So that's the first accessory it comes with. Secondly, it comes with this nice piece of cake, which is really well done, with some sprinkles, frosting in the color purple on a teal plate. For whatever reason, I guess when they're hungry, that's what you eat. Then for his backpack, we have I guess what is basically French fries. A pack with French fries. I don't know if these French fries are what they do in the game. If they're maybe like spears or bombs. But it's to obviously match the motif and theme of the character's skin, which is the Hamburger Man, which is Beef Boss. And there's a picture of him and his face right on it, which is pretty cool, but obviously obscure and kind of kooky. Then he brings a set of dynamites, painted really nice with the red and the matte black, and then the gray on the actual string to fire it up. Then he brings a set of pistols, very, very nicely painted, with a nice metal gray and metal silver, or gunmetal gray and gunmetal silver. Really nicely done. They look very futuristic as well. Look really, really good. But you'll probably use it for other figures if you don't want to use it for Beef Boss in particular, because it comes with so much accessories to begin with that you can put on him, basically. And then lastly, but certainly not least, we have I think it's a shotgun. You see there, this part here, this is a shotgun with this attachment on it, which would make it, I guess, a stronger shotgun. I'm not sure. It's nicely painted with the red. And it's weird the way they did this, because they did it where they painted it red, but it almost looks like a translucent piece over the metal silver piece of the other part of the gun. And this has silver grays, gunmetal gray, silver general. Then here in the stock is the same thing. This looks almost translucent, like there's something underneath it that's part of the gun as well still, which would be this. Looks really cool and very different, obviously. So that's pretty much what he offers as far as accessories. And if you notice, he doesn't come with a stand, and as far as being different from McFarlane so far. So now let's take a look at Beef Boss. And there we have Beef Boss in front of us, and let's take a closer look at him. And we'll start off obviously with his head sculpt, which is basically a hamburger with eyes, or a cheeseburger rather, with the big tongue sticking out. And I believe these are paint blemishes of mine, like scratches, or I don't know if that's done there on purpose. Then he has this nice kind of purpley blue on the suit. This right here in the orange section of the crotch area and the other side of the shirt. It's almost like he has that Two-Face theme type thing going for him. It looks like the seeds, and it looks like it was supposed to be like the hamburger bun. And then on the other side, a regular shirt with a lot of attention to detail, like his tie, a bow tie, and then they got the button seams coming down, painted. and sculpted really nicely. And then the other side of the shirt, which he got a little strap bandana tied up to him. This should have been like the same color as this. I think it would have popped even more, or even yellow. And he has some yellow and wrist gauntlet by the wrist. Yellow paint around the wrist area. Some gloves. That mustard orangey look with that blue. Belt buckle looks really nice, painting that silver with the browns. Another seam line of the red with the little white hamburger sesame seeds. Really cool. Some pouch over here, and then in the back he has a condiment holder for the ketchup and the mustard, and it looks like if he spilled some mustard and ketchup on his clothes in the back. He has the gun holster straps, like he can holster the gun but no holster for the gun. And then he has this patch here on the side in white, as you can see, and in the back there's a lot of detail going on all over the figure. The DURR burger. And then we have these shin guards, which we have seen them in the Fortnite figures from McFarlane, but they're like in a metallic purpley bluish to match his shirt. And to be honest, they feel like separate pieces that you can probably pop off, but you're not supposed to, because you see they're tied up with brown leather strapping. And then the red boots with the yellow laces with the tip and the heel and the soles, very detailed with that brownish looking color. Really nice. So as far as detail, he has a lot, and the colors are really nice as well. So I guess the next best thing for us to do would be to take a look at his articulation. And in his case, he has a lot of new things that are good to offer from comparison or compared to something like in the McFarlane Fortnite line, but then he has also some restrictions that are not cool. So we'll start off. His head goes left and right like so, then it's on a ball hinge and it goes down that much and then up that much. Then he has a torso cut, which kind of moves around in a circular motion, but doesn't really give you a lot of range to move forward, just that much, and then backwards to hyperextend just that much. There's no real way of me putting it into a better pivot. He has a little bit of tilt pivot there, a little bit. He has the waist swivel. Then on the shoulder area, you could bring up the arm a whole lot, like so. Bring it down. Circular motion all the way through. He has a bicep swivel. Double hinge elbows, and then a hinge on the arm. It goes forward and backwards and circle, and then a hinge on his 4 fingers here, which you can see there's the hinge. That's from the traditional employers from Jazwares from back in the day when they used to do it on Toy Biz Marvel Legends. Then as far as the legs go, he can do a full cheeseburger Van Damme split, as you can see. And then you can twist the thigh swivel right there. He can kick up that much. He can kick back that much. He has a double hinge knee, as you can see. He has a movement caught on the top of the boot. And he has the up, down movement with the hinge, the toe pivot, a left and right with the boot, obviously, but then the forward pin rocker. So, as far as articulation, he's very good. You know, I mean, there's certain restrictions, like not being able to tilt his head left and right, and not being able to pivot him left and right too much. But overall, I think he's really good and solid as far as articulation. So the posability factor is a limit. You know, is the sky's the limit right now, because you can really do a lot of cool things with him, obviously. So now let's check him out with his accessories, or some of them. And here we have Beef Boss with some of his accessories. Now, I really like that he has a lot of the cool accessories, as you see here. It kind of creates a problem though, because of the weight when he has the accessories, so he feels like he would have needed a stand. And because of the pivot here on the hands, being the way they are, the guns tend to fall out easily, and so does the harvester. So it kind of gives you a hard time to basically equip them. You know, here's him with his backpack. And you know, and then when you try to move them with the articulation, it kind of feels like it's hard without making him drop something, you know, out of the hands. But it's really cool. Everything pops on him because of the nice colors, you know. But my biggest gripe would have to be that he doesn't really have anywhere to store all his pistols and guns, at least, which is, you know, I think kind of takes away from the figure. So if I pull this out here, and even the harvester, we pull it out, the dynamite here, he can hold it, just to show you guys. He can hold it a little bit like this, I think. It's not secure, but yeah, there you go. You can hold it like this, and have the gun here on the trigger, like so. And just have it where, you know, or he's not happy and he's about to bust somebody's cranium con 3 bofetadas y 50 chichones en el cuello. So yeah, that's one of the gripes I have with him so far. And I think with most of the characters and figures in this line, they're all the same. They don't have nowhere to really house the weapons for their characters, but overall they're fun, you know. So there's another option there, and that's what it looks like in this side profile right there. So There is Beef Boss. Now, let's take a closer look at none other than Sentinel. And what do we have here? We are back with Sentinel. And like I told you guys, Sentinel is a very, very different and unique character because he's just so fun, obscure. He's really out there and really a different take on an idea, right? That we really don't see in a lot of games and toys. So to see something like this come out from a video game into toy plastic form is really cool. As you see, I have him here in the turntable in all of his glories, with his white pearlescent plastically look, looking like a big pearl coming out of a shell. But he's a mech. He's a Sentai chicken, basically a robotic mech robot chicken. You know, whether he's a Gundam, whether he's a Voltron, it's up to you, really. It's up to your imagination and to the kids' imagination. Obviously, they play along and they like to collect as well. So what we'll do is he has some things that that I want to talk about, like accessories that I feel shouldn't be considered accessories because they're more a part of the uniform outfit, to be honest, of the skin, which is the robotic mech suit, and but it's counted as an accessory, so it is what it is. So let's take a quick look at his accessories right now. And here we go. Here is his accessories, and as you can see, is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6, including the figure, which would be 7. But I feel this piece here really should not be counted, and I'll explain why once I show you. So let's start with the most and least interesting of the accessories, and that would be right here. This is a jar that is translucent, that looks very reminiscent like something in the old days that they would use in the pirate era. It has a peg there where it looks like it would peg onto something, but there's no peg on the figure, and it seems to have some type of teal blue liquid in it. I don't know what exactly it is. It's probably some type of health potion or power potion that you use in the game, but I don't know. So if you guys know in the comments down below when you see the review, hey, please be kind enough and let me know, because I'm not trying to bastardize the what I'm looking at and disrespecting the source material. Now here is item number 2. Excuse me. As you can see there, it's another black bottle of sorts with a pink lightning effect and decal right in the front, which has also a peg hole there, which I don't know where can you peg it on, but is showing that design, which I don't know what it is either, what does it mean. Maybe another health potion. Then we'll go into his pickaxe, aka the harvester, right? And this one's a little bit odd because it doesn't look pretty attractive. It looks very rounded, plain, has some teal color here in the end, and it has another teal color in this end. It almost looks like the face of the robot from the brand new version of Lost in Space on Netflix, with a big long elongated head with the end tip almost looking like an alien. But I don't know what it is. It's just very, very soft and not much detail to it, so it's kind of a weird accessory on the top. But then it has the black handle, and then also again with an ivory white there on the handle itself, just to show you. Then we'll move on to this would be his Uzi, right? His Uzi, which looks fantabulous right there, with a nice silver gunmetal paint job on it, with black dry brushing all around it, with a lot of detail. Looks like it has a silencer, the clip, the little stocking back with the scope, which looks really good, really good, really nice. I like that. I like this weapon. Then we have his other weapon, which is none other than the long barrel rifle. I would say shotgun. It could be, no, I think it's a rifle. This looks really nice with the silver gunmetal and the blacks painting on them. It almost looks like the paint itself has like glitter in it with the sheen that it resonates out. It has a little hole there, pin, where you can maybe tie up a string to attach it here also to the front of the barrel, so you can probably put it around him. And then it has the little red knob, I think it's knob that you yank back so that you can load in the gunshot or the shells essentially into the barrel once you shoot, and it empties out. So really nice with the black stock there. It's really well done, painted. Looks really good, very realistic looking as well. So, just kind of ironic because the figure is not really realistic looking. And then last but certainly not least is what I was trying to tell you, which is his backpack. But see, I don't know if the backpack is essentially just that in the game. I don't know if it's just a backpack or if it's something that actually allows him to fly, because these are his wings. This would be his bird or chicken wings. And they're painted with the gold and red to kind of keep up with the motif of the figure. The gold being his legs or his feet, and then the red being his the top part of the chicken head with the red. It looks like a little fringe on the top, and his red goatee on the bottom, obviously. And then the white pearl to match the mech suit. And it's really nice. But it has also articulation so that you can put it downwards like he's in a non-flight mode position. So I don't know if it's just a backpack and the wings are just for show as part of the suit, or if they really allow him to fly. So if it does, please, again, anyone in the comment section, I don't play Fortnite, but I do appreciate cool looking figures and obscure looking figures, especially if they're in relations with a video game. Please let me know in the comment below. It would be much appreciated because I have no clue. But yeah, that's why I said I don't feel it should be an accessory. Unless it is a backpack, that's different, then I understand why it's considered just another accessory. Alright guys, so moving right along. So here we have Sentinel in all of his glory in front of us, and let's take a closer look at him and bring him up close and personal. So we'll start off obviously with looking at his face sculpt, and as you can see, it's really well done. It looks like in a fucking neck helmet with the top part of a rooster or a chicken in red with that highlight of baby blue in the front. You can see the eyes being red around the eyes with the baby blue. Then you see the gold around the face that looks like a beak, and even the indentation of his mouth, which is a really nice touch, with the red goatee. Little black highlights of black here on the side, which looks like panels that just are formed for the helmet itself. Then on the neck he has the black underlined suit underneath it, like so. And then as you see here in the front of the plate, you have more black highlights, like this vents are here for breathing or whatever the case may be in the suit itself, with these little red markings, and then the actual blue on the front, which could be possibly a light with black shades, black wash and shades here and here, and they all look in matte with the pearlescent armor suit, which looks really good. And then on the shoulder pads, he looks very reminiscent to Vanquish, the suit, the character in Vanquish. Over here, the gauntlet, the wrist gauntlet, the forearm gauntlet. Then you see in the gloves, it's really nice. It's black with a silver gunmetal plate on the top. Then the tips are in gold, but there's only 3 fingers to identify with the fact that the chicken only has 3 fingers on the foot or the feet. And it has these nice plates on the side here in the waist area by the crotch as well. Plus the black highlights like there's a suit underneath. By the obviously the by the thigh area with the little hint of red there. I don't know what it's for, but it's another added touch. Then on the shoulder plate on this side, looks really cool. You can see it has some gold to match with the motif of the feet, or the color of the feet, and the face on the beak. Then you have the little red dots there as well. Then go down on the knee plate, on the kneecaps, you see another highlight of gold on there with the kneecap plates, and you can see this black on the knees as well, and the inside like it's another suit inside of the mech. And then obviously the mech gauntlets for the shin guards, which look like shin guards, not boots. Then the back part has a plate to protect the back of the foot, with the front end looking really cool because it looks like a robotic chicken foot. And you see it has silver plate, coloring in the top there, gunmetal silver. And then each of the feet's fingers or toes on the feet look gold, in a metallic gold, which is really cool. So as far as his aesthetic goes, he's really, really awesome. He looks really, really good. He has a really fantastic, futuristic look, and obviously the fact that he's a chicken robot mech, or mech chicken, is pretty darn cool in my opinion. It's very different and unique in its own right. So let's take a look at him one more time, up close and personal, with some of his accessories. And here we have Sentinel in all of his glory with some of his accessories, and it's really cool because he's jam-packed with some nice weaponry, as you can see. And then if I turn him around, you'll see what I was talking about, how these things here are his wings, and I think that's really cool. And I don't know if again, that should be considered an accessory. I think that's more of a uniform piece for the actual suit, so I think it should be part of the suit. As you see here, he has a shoddy in the other hand, holds it pretty good. The wrist and the joint on the fingers are a lot tighter, for what I understand, than other Jazwares figures, so I guess they've kind of adjusted that and trying to tighten them up for that measure, so that it won't look be too loose and fall out. To give you a closer look what he looks like with the backpack as well. So it looks really good. So you see it still falls off kind of easy. So what I'll do is, just to show you guys, I'll try to put on the harvester in his hand, the pickaxe, as we know it in the game. And I'll stand him up so that you can see what he looks like with it on as well. There you go. So, not too shabby. He looks like he's about to keel over. Jeez, what is this all about? So, not too shabby. Like I said, I don't know where these bottles will go, but he looks pretty good. So now let's take a look at his articulation and see what's up. So we're going to start off by looking at the articulation in his head, which basically goes left and right. It's on a ball hinge. Looks down this much into his suit, and looks back only that much. Not much, but something. The range is not really a lot because of the suit area and stuff. Then, for this side of the shoulder, like I was trying to tell you here, the shoulder, you see that has this nice piece for design, but because of it, this is all you're going to get from that shoulder as far as the range. Doesn't go up at all. Now you can twist it a whole 180 or 360 degrees, whichever one it is, and you do have the waist swivel. Thank you, puppy. Then you see that you have the double jointed elbow, which they engineered it pretty good, in my opinion. It works really well, looks nice, it doesn't look intrusive. And then you have obviously the glove area, which is a peg, and that goes in the hinge, which twists like so, and then you see how it goes on the bend. It goes like this, and it goes out like that. Then we'll come up real quick on his wing area, and these you can put down like this to look like he's on the floor, you know, just in a non-flight position or pose, like so. Or you bring them up and they look like they're in a flight pose, which look really cool. Then on this shoulder, even though you have this piece, you could kind of bring it in a little bit underneath inside the shoulder area. It's going to dent there a little bit because I already tried it out, but it's not too bad because of the fact that it's a mech suit. It doesn't really bother me. So it looks like scuffle or scratches from battle. But to those that are really anal about that, be warned. Then here's the swivel in the bicep as well, and then he can bring his hand up that much as opposed to the other side because of the plate being here. And it also goes, you know, the 180, 360 degrees. Then in the waist, he has a swivel like so, and then it looks to be like he has some type of ball joint in the top that you can move him in this motion. He tilts very little. He can tilt, but it's very minute to the left and right. In the head, he doesn't have no tilt whatsoever, so that's limited as far as the range in the head, just like in the shoulder here and the movement. Now here he has the thigh swivels on both sides. Now this here, because of these plates, he can't really do the Van Damme, but I think they also did it where you can't bend his foot all the way because of the way of the construction of the crotch area. And this is pliable, even though it looks like a hard plastic, is pliable, so you can lift it up. So this is as much as you're gonna get for a chicken mech Van Damme split. Then his knees are double jointed, as you see right there. Forgive me for the camera, it keeps unfocusing for whatever reason. And then obviously here on the feet, he goes up that much, he goes back that much, then he goes left and right, and then the toes to pivot up that much. And he does have a slight rocker. As you can see, he does have a slight rocker. And it's like that for both, you know, feet, to be honest. So a lot of range of movement and a lot of also limitations in certain areas due mainly to the way that he's designed. So you can't, I think, really get around that. It's, you know, form over function in this case, mainly because it's aesthetically very pleasing and it works well with the figure. So I guess, you know, they did the sacrifice, but not because of not wanting to give you the articulation, so to speak. So his articulation, you know, so far, that's what it is. That's what he has to offer. So now let's take a look at him next to some of his buddies side by side and compare him to some of the other figures and some other lines, just to give you a quick detailed or idea. Here he is next to a Leonardo from the GameStop exclusive Batman vs. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles animated movie figures. You see that they have a lot of differences in height. He's like about, let's check it out. Let's bring in the actual, measurement ruler here. So here we have Sentinel, and as you can see there, he reaches 6 inches, and when the wings spread, he goes up to 7. And then with Leonardo, you see he only goes to 5 inches. That's it. And it looks different on the camera because I have it higher up, but trust me, that's what it is. So let's take another look at him with someone else. And here he is next to Todoroki from My Hero Academia from McFarlane Toys. And we already know that these figures from McFarlane to My Hero are kind of a lot smaller in scale comparison to other McFarlane toys, like, the DC Multiverse as an example, and even the Mortal Kombat 11 figures. So that should give you an idea of how different they are. Todoroki still stands a little bit taller than him. You can't really see it, but believe me, he is. I'm going to try to lift up the camera so you can get a really straight shot. There you go. You see? And put it down like so, and then you see it kind of looks like they're the same size, but they're not. They're not. So let's take a look at him with some of his other buddies in the line. So here you have what we would call the absolute money shot, the poster boy shot, the shot that makes everything go round and round, that just makes it all hype. These are other figures in the line: Leviathan, the astronaut fishbowl head man, and the DJ, I want to say DJ Crude, but I don't think that is. And all these figures look really, really, really unique, different, a lot of color popping, very appealing not only for young kids but also rather adults. And they're really well made, have a plethora of accessories. The paint job is exceptional, and for the price point that you're getting them of $20 retail price, and if you get them some places like a Walmart, they're actually $17.88, which they're really cheap. All I can say is you're definitely getting your bang for your buck, and they're worth every penny in that regards. Because they're really nice figures. You're getting a lot for your money, and like I said, with the only thing that they're really missing is a stand. Nice articulation, nice paintwork. There's a side profile of them. Now I'm gonna turn them, so you can get a back profile of them. And obviously, that's pretty much it, because the accessory department, they're really good. The articulation department, they're very good and very decent. And then obviously the paint job is done very, very well as well. So to come to any other conclusion other than I highly can recommend them to you guys that are figure collectors, especially if you're a fan of Fortnite. You're obviously not gonna lose. It's a win-win no matter what. I can't recommend them enough, basically, is what I'm saying. And they do sell well, so some of the figures are harder to find than others. But always check places like Amazon, from time to time, because they do really good sales. Same thing like eBay, you might find sellers there that do really good prices for other older figures in the line that may not be easy to find in a store. I have two other ones that I will show in a toy haul video that I'm going to do, because it's a toy haul video basically where I got a huge amount of deals and surprises of certain things I found in certain places. So That's why I didn't incorporate them into this video. But you guys will see who they are then at that point in my next video if you come by and check it out, obviously. So there it is, guys. That is my thought and my conclusion, my final review on the McFarlane Toys. Jazwares Legendary Series Fortnite 6-inch figures of Sentinel and Beef Boss. Two of the brand new entries in the wave of this series as a whole, and I hope you guys like my review and outlook, and deeper in look into what the figure has to offer. And I hope that I helped you figure out if maybe you want to add them into your collection, your existing collection, or if you don't like them at all, if you think they're horrible and they're just plain garbage. That's what the intentions, purposes of these reviews and overlook and unboxings should be. Not everything is for everyone, and that's what makes figure collecting unique and exciting at the same time. Plus, each figure, we should always look at it with what it has to offer as independently. Each company, each toy line executes things differently, but you should embrace it for what they're offering you with their style, their aesthetics, and what they want to do to have their own personality in the figure industry, because we're living in the golden age of figures, and it's just too many figures right now to pick from too many lines, and really hard to just pick and choose all the time. So it's a good problem, obviously a very good problem, but one that exists nonetheless. So we shouldn't be so closed-minded sometimes about some of the figures and criticize them so harshly, because it's not an easy thing to do and execute, I'm pretty sure. So guys, there you have it. Leave a thumbs up if you like the video, leave a thumbs down if you dislike the video, obviously, and as always, share it with someone you think might like it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome. Thank you for stopping by. I'm very grateful. Thank you and very humbled for you to show up. And if you decide to subscribe, please, I really emphasize that you do, because it will help me grow and get bigger and bigger and do better content, or more fun content like this, or video game related, and you can continue to have a reason to come by and stop and say hello, basically. So you're helping me just as much as I try to help you guys, in a sense, right? That's what it's all about, the love and community, and doing things together as a group. So if you guys ever want to help me out in any way, shape, or form, especially after this crisis, especially because we're in a situation right now where it's not really important, period, and you ever want to help me expand my channel in any way, shape, or form, I do have down in the description below my information for Patreon and for my PayPal. It's all there in the description if you choose to, from the kindness of your heart. It's not mandatory, you don't have to. Either way, I won't think any differently or feel any differently of you. You guys are my family, and I appreciate it, and I have nothing but much love for you guys, as always, And if you want to check me out on any social media sites, I'm on Twitter under Hebot Powerful Gamer. This is my gamer pick, or my pick, profile pick in general, in most of my mediums. On Mixer, you can find me as well. And also, you can find me on Instagram under C_respect. And very soon I will be opening a dedicated Hebot page on Facebook, aside from my personal page, just so that you can identify what I'm doing as under the moniker of Hebot and not my personal life. So guys, there you have it. Lots of fun doing this for you. I hope you had fun watching it just as much as I had doing it. And good luck out there checking them out and finding them in the hunt. It's always about the hunt. Until the next one, guys, it's your host Hebot signing off with another episode of Toys in My Closet, and I'll see you then. Love you guys very much. Until the next one.